We're here to answer the age-old question of what are you listening to this week? And of course, as always, it's that all-new punk. And today we've got a couple little things. So we've got two types of playlists today. The first one is, of course, the typical standard fare here, which is 5 brand new tunes. Then the second playlist is actually 5 songs that we never got to cover on this show because they were at some point last year new, but I wasn't doing the show yet. So we're going to basically do a one song from my favorite top 5 albums from 2025. I did not put Gum X on there, even though they had an album come out at the last minute in December. I also kind of felt like that was cheating. We already knew that if Gum X was on there, it was going to be number 1. So I just was like, let's just not even attempt that. Let's not even set ourselves up in this way. So we're going to do this. Oh yeah, don't worry, JJ. I will give you both. I can give you the one that updates every single week as we go, but obviously songs will come and go from that. But I can also give you the overall playlist as well. The one that has every time we find songs that we like, we add those songs into the overarching playlist, which now has 30, hang on. It now has 44 songs. Whoa, sorry. That was way off. Last week we added 13 songs. That's how crazy last week was. Last week was goated. We had an insane week last week. But we're not here to talk about last week. We're here to talk about this week. And so first up, we have a little song coming to you all the way from, this is a band that I've known about for ages. And I feel like you might as well, but also I might say this name and you might go, I'm sorry, The Who? I'm sorry, not The Who is in the band The Who, but you're going to hear the name and go, I'm sorry, what name are you possibly, saying right now? But here is song number 1, which is called Therapy 2 by Viagra Boys. And it goes a little something like this. Okay. Ooh. So there's this funky little keyboard synth bass playing underneath everything. And it really comes in on that chorus. It really kicks into overdrive there. But this is awesome because 100%. I forgot the joke that Small makes every week, but the thing that's legally distinct skateboard game, 100% this would be on that soundtrack. I know for a fact because we have literally... What is that percussion noise? Well, I think part of it is the sort of wow, 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 wow kind of bass sound that you're hearing going on top of the drums, and then the drums probably have I'm listening into them real quick here. The drums are a little muted, so they have some sort of little punchy kind of thing going on with them. Whoa, okay, that's a fuzzy guitar though right there. But I know that a long time ago, one of 2 times that I ever got to actually speak to Tony Hawk himself, which is, again, a crazy thing to say out loud. But I was asking him about what kind of music he was listening to these days. Oh, I think that's another synth sound, JJ. That part right there. It's I think, a pitched up part of the same keyboard part, maybe, or it's just a different synth, but it's definitely some sort of little keyboard part for sure. But yeah, back in the early COVID days, and I was like, hey, what kind of stuff are you listening to these days? And this band was one of them. He dropped this band name, so I was kind of excited to see this one pop up. Funky little tune. It's kind of got a little bit of strokes to it. What's up, Small? It's got a little bit of like the Strokes elements in there, a little bit of Devo, but then obviously like their own type of sound as well. Kind of driving, but like not like anything super like heavy in terms of I don't know, like, I mean, outside of the like the very fuzzy guitar solo, like everything is pretty light and bright. Just fixed holes in pants, the ones at the bottom or the one like at the waistband, or because there's a hole on the top and there's one for each leg. Anyway, yeah, I think it is very middle ground. Like it's fun. It's got a little bop to it, but I do agree that I think it's a very strong like 3. I think it's a very good contender to just be sort of a song that's there, you know? I don't know what else to tell you, you know? Okay, so up next, we have a song called I'm the Outside by a band called Angel Dust. And here that song is. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Oh. Okay. So this already has some really fascinating little bits in there. Like it doesn't kind of immediately follow a typical structure, I feel like. The vocals are weirder on the opening lines than they are on whatever this chorus is here. And maybe it's because they have a little bit of a slight group sound. Like it's clearly more than just one person on that section there. But like instrumentally, they've got some really interesting things happening here and some... Whoa, okay. This would 100% be on an early set list from like Guitar Hero 3, followed immediately by like Monkey Wrench by Foo Fighters. Because they would try and pin this in like the same sort of like section of tunes, I think. Like you're outside of a garage, but you're not at like a big arena yet. You know, you're still at like a bar. I mean, they've got some interesting stuff going on there, but it's just sort of like, I don't know, like, are we going to see anything better? Or is everything we see going to be worse? That's a tough call. Like, if we didn't have Viagra Boys at 3, I probably would put this at 3. So, yeah, I mean, really that becomes a question of, do we feel that's a 4? 4 now. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, it makes sense, right? Because like I think it's always better to go, okay, I'd rather move something up than go, oh, I got to move something down. This is this one. Okay, so song number 3 on today's playlist. We've seen this band before. We actually saw a single from this album before it came out, and then the album came out. And so this is a song called Ghost by Tiger's Jaw. And just as a very quick reminder, I'm going to go just look up one thing here real fast, which is that we previously listened to a song called Head is Like a Sinking Stone, previously by this same band, same album. That was a single, and now here's a new song from that album. Okay, yeah, dude. So, like, I do really like this a lot. Like, I think that one of my thing is that, like, Tiger's Jaw to me feels like a, like, brighter, right, in terms of, like, tonality and everything like that. A brighter version of the Wonder Years guitar, like instrumentally wise, I feel like guitar and like kind of structure of sound, we're kind of going for the same vibe, but then like his vocals are just so much lighter and like, you know, there's no like shouting kind of going on. I do like this song a lot. Tiger's Jaw is pretty cool, man. Like I had not heard of them before this show. And when I was in Norfolk for Christmas, my cousin Jeb and I were talking about some music and kind of catching up on some playlist stuff, because we get to talk about these things all the time because we have very similar taste most of the time. And so Tiger's Jaw came up and we mentioned this new album, but I had not heard it yet. So I was like really excited to. I was glad that we talked about their older stuff, because then it didn't ruin like revealing this song to me ahead of schedule. But he did say at that time that he liked this new one. You know what? That's interesting. I need to listen to this to hear that. Let's find out. Though it is a solo. Ooh. Ooh. I like that. Not letting it resolve at the end there. That's a fun little chord to end on. Yeah. Game Kids, Trevor. God, what a funny thing that was. Yeah, I agree that this is definitely the two. Okay, up next is a song that we are going to have to pick for either number 1 or number 5. So be ready, because one of these two songs is probably going to disappoint us. We've left ourselves open to an attack. Okay? We do not leave any cards face down, no trap cards. This is it. This is where we get got. This is a song called With My Dogs, like D-O-G-S, not D-A-W-G-S, by a band called Moose Knuckle. Good drums. I don't know, man. Yeah, they lost me pretty quickly. Kind of a fun little drum intro. The bass has got a really good sound. But vocally, struggling with this one a little bit. I had to allow that term just now. Man, I feel like this has a lot of potential there, but unfortunately, I think this is going to be 5, and I think it's going to stay at 5. I also think that there's a strong chance, depending on what happens in this next song, we either might nail it in 1, or we might only have to move like 1. Well, this is going to be weird. If you move one thing, technically you move a bunch. But like, you know what I mean? Like, I could foresee, like, if we go, okay, we put this at 1, but we really want to put this at 3, you know, and then we just sort of bump everything up. Or even put it at 4 and bump all the first 3 up. Who knows? I guess that technically means you're moving a lot of stuff. Anyway. But the concept is that there's one that you have, like, that you need to move, versus the other is just sort of the byproduct is them moving. But yeah, man, I mean, like, it's already a kind of a struggle, because I'm sitting here looking at the timer on this song and seeing that I have 40 seconds left in it. And it's like, instrumentally, it's my thing. Vocally, it's not. And so, like, it makes it hard to... I don't know. I want to give it like its fair shake, but like they would have to really change something up. What's up, Fish? They'd have to really change something up last minute for me to change my mind, but I think it's a 5. Yeah. Well, thank you, Moose Knuckle. I really appreciate you guys. This one was not for me, but you know, I don't think it's like a bad thing. So keep up your hard work. We'll see you, I'm assuming, some other time. So that means that by default for the first run here, our song number 1 is a song called No Peace by Lionheart. Very different.
So I ride back to the valley of death into the mouth of the beast until I'm out of my depth. And I'm back like I never left, and I can feel it in my chest. I can feel it in my chest. Goddamn, can I get a second to breathe? Juvenile nightmares, they turned $1 million dreams. So I keep chasing paper, thinking that'll set me free.
Okay, I'm going to very quickly. I'm going to overrule something here, which is I'm going to say straight up, this is not punk to me, like at all. This is, to me, it's giving, we don't know what playlist to put this in. This is like well past post-hardcore. It's giving like rap metal. And I don't think that that is punk. So I'm going to give you 3 other song titles, and I will randomly select one of them. Let me try this again. I won't randomly select. You will select. I know it's that thing of there are some things where there's no playlist for certain things, and so they put things that they call like adjacent into playlists, and it doesn't always make sense. So what would we rather have replace this song? Real quick. In the Night Sky by the Thermals. I think I know what the winner is going to be, so I'm going to skip this title for a split second. Obligations by Ist Ist, or Fucked and Alone by a band called Sex Mex. The first one, interesting. Okay. Ooh, Fish is saying a different one. Minnie, are you going to be a tiebreaker potentially here? Oh, I have no opinion, so I go with Small. Interesting. All right. We'll play that other one on some other time then for you. Okay, real quick. Never mind, don't worry about it. Here's the replacement. Much better. It's not a number 1 though. Like, it's not bad. It's fine. I already can tell you. So this is where we're at right now. This was the automatic number, right? Where's the download button? There it is. I have a feeling that personally, I think that's me. I think that's where I'm at. Where we move 2, 3, and 4 up 1, and put this current song down at 4. Like, it's still fun, but like, I don't love it. That's fair. You know what? I do agree with that. So I could put this at 3. That being said, I honestly think I might only put Tiger's Jaw in the playlist this week. Like, yeah. I think Tiger's Jaw might be the only song that makes it to the playlist this week. I mean, if people were kind of into the Viagra Boys song, then I could maybe also add that in. I would be fine with that, but man, let me tell you, we got spoiled last week. Isn't that crazy to think about? Like, last week we had, like, out of 15 songs, 13 of them were great. You know? So that's a really tough sell, and that means that sometimes you're going to have weeks like this too, where it's like, this was good. The rest of it was fine at best. Okay, well, then that's this one. Oh, hang on 1 second. I have received a text message. Also, if you must know, by the way, Fish, the number happened when we had the group chat during BripCon. Yes, we do have one last tier list. 1 second. I need to real quick download this version of it. This is the fixed version. Okay, so there were about 7 albums in the punk realm, or really 8, I guess, that I was really into last year. Oh, no, don't worry. We'll play that song on our way out later today. Don't worry. So in 2025, there were about 7 or 8 albums that I was like really super into. And so I chose, to me, what were the top 5 of the year, excluding Gum X, again, because that's an easy number 1, we know. So I've chosen a track from each of these, and I've said, okay, let's take a look at each of those albums, and I'm going to let you, the viewers, decide what you think of those 5 deserves like number 1 versus number 5. To me, none of these are bad. So it's that thing of, we should hopefully enjoy every single one of these tracks. I might be the only one that enjoys all 5, but you never know. So I randomized these up. It's not like I'm putting them in my top 5 order. I literally just put on a random number generator here. And so we will be starting with a song by a band called The Scutches called Everything Takes Time. I do like this little riff. It's just so fun. Like, it's not heavy. It's not like a crazy leading thing. But it's got a nice little melody to it. Very quaint. It's like if the Beatles got into punk, you know? Mm-hmm. When I am lost. Nice little bridge here. Just a simple little tune here. This feels like the song played on the radio during the intro scene to a senior year of high school movie. I do agree. Like, not another teen movie could easily have this song on there. Indie flick, yeah. Totally, totally. Hang on, here comes the chorus again. I like that one little change up, just the one little line. Everything takes time. All right, up. Thank you so much for gifting a sub, Alex, to Fish the Kid. Appreciate that a lot. That means next week you'll get a song on WBRP, which I think we may already have one for you, so then you technically get a second one. Oh, sorry, you're right. I did read that the wrong way. Fish, sorry, thank you for the gift sub to Alex. That makes more sense. I was kind of like, wow, I can't believe Fish wasn't on there. Okay. And then, like, I like this. Like, it's been a while since bands have done, like, a good fade out. Yes, that would be 3. Yes. Okay, so hang on one second. I'm gonna go back up here. We have 2 people saying 2, 3 people saying 2. Okay. I don't hate that choice, to be clear. I really like that album a lot. It's really short, but it's really catchy. A lot of really fun little tunes. Nothing that like absolutely like rips, you know what I mean? But like, it's just such a solid album. Like, I can't put that album on without listening to the full thing. I mean, technically tonight I will, because I'll be going to another track, but we're on a playlist, not the album, you know? Okay, up next, you have heard me talk about this band before. This is a band called Super Sometimes, and this is a song from their album, their debut album in 2025 called From Then and Now. This is Say Something Now. Yeah, dude. This song does fucking rip. This whole album is incredible. These are people who are like age like 19 through 22, 23, I think. Like, this is a young band. But like, they have got the energy. You know what I mean? And like, they totally get like the culture and everything like that of like specifically like the early 2000s. Like, they have brought back a vibe and a sound and an aesthetic even, which is very funny because their original band name was New Aesthetic. And then they had to change it for legal reasons. But like, yeah, they brought back something that I think this world has been missing in this genre of music. And like, I'm really, really glad about it. Like, I'm starting to see more bands come out with this like fully developed sound without being way overproduced. One of my biggest complaints about the genre. And so, yeah, this band just absolutely owns. From San Diego, which makes sense, right? Like West Coast kids do get pop punk, I think, pretty well. And the way they end, not on the route there, it's a good song. So we're saying number one. Again, don't hate the choice. I'm all for it. I'm with it. I can see the vision that you all have. Okay. And then afterwards, I'll tell you where I would probably rank everything. But I'm going to let this entire system, both the initial ranking and the fixes, come from all of you. And then I'll just sort of tell you where my mind is at. Okay, up next is a song called Sense of Humor by The Starting Line. I guarantee you have heard this song on this channel before, though usually probably just in the background. And it sounds like this. It's like so simple, but that little change to the on the snare, and like the rhythmic choices of this song. This was the number one single from this album. Selfishly, I chose this one, but it's also my favorite song on this album. Like, it's just such a good one. I almost put on Humility from this album just because I felt like people might not have recognized it as much, but it's myself, the twilight of a dream. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, I think this band. Well, nope. Sorry. I won't say a word. I'm letting all the decisions again come from all of you, and I will not paint anything. We got a kind of like a bridge sort of section coming up in a moment here. Some really cool chords happening underneath here. All right, thanks for hanging out, Light Bulb. Okay, thanks, Alex. There you go. And then one last time in the chorus here. Just that, all that big on the big hit there on the word salt. Oh, wait, hang on. And it goes out the way it came in. I love that. Solid way to kind of bookend that tune. Okay. We still have 3, 4, and 5 open. It's at the mercy of the court here. Okay, we're saying needs to be 3. See, this, I will say, this is one of the tougher things about doing like a top 5 when you know all 5 are going to be good in a way, right? Where it's like, well, I guess in a way we're almost doing them in order. Almost, you know? Okay, up next is, let's see here. This one is, there are quite a few ones I was kind of waffling on a little bit here for this album, but I think this is a good one. This is a song called You Know Who the Fuck We Are from the newest album, The Same Old Wasted Wonderful World by the band Motion City Soundtrack. Yeah, me too. I do really like his voice in these albums. Like most bands, I don't think he always quite has this exact same range live. Although when you're running around and dancing around, sometimes having sustainability on like really high notes becomes very difficult, you know? So I also don't fault anyone for those sorts of moments either. Some of the craziest hair I've ever seen on a human being is, oh my God, what is this guy's name? Oh, Justin Courtney Pierre. He's got some very wild hair. Like, he and Mark Hoppus both kind of had like a time where they were both sort of, I think, trying to outdo one another, I feel like. Outdo? Yeah. Some classic, like, MCS synths in the background there. Some pretty good harmonies. Pretty good little drum fill. It's like just a subtle one. It's not like a major one. And then a little instrumental bridge here. Nice little reverb effect on the background there. Still echoing in the back. Oh, sorry, here's the ending. Actually, I'll bring it back up. Really simple ending, but it's like such a nice little, you know, bow and ribbon kind of like right on the end of it there. So I have a feeling I know where most people are going to put this out of the two numbers that remain. But obviously, I will always wait until someone actually says it. I will not, you know, force anyone's hand. I'm seeing 4 already from Fish. Excuse me. All right. I think that makes sense. Because Bringing Up the Rear here is a band that so far I might be the main person here that enjoys this band. This little band called Teenage Bottle Rocket, kind of like a modern day Ramones in a way. Not fully, but like it definitely evolved from the Ramones sound as they went on. So here we go. Forgot to announce this one. This is a song called Postmortem Depression from Ready to Roll in September of 2025, where the last 2 songs have also come from. Yeah, man. I mean, listen. There's some really good harmonies happening here. That's kind of where I'm getting at too, where it's like a lot of this stuff is like very dun 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 dun, right? Like everything is most of the time driving eighths. Not always. Harmonies saying depression. Yeah, of course. But like it's very much like, you know, the way the Ramones would be, like a very simple drum pattern, you know. Sometimes little light harmonies on things, sometimes just some group sing in there. But just still that right? Not overcomplicating anything, just kind of making something simple sound bigger and more fascinating. Here's the ending. And then another little fade out. And that's the way the music fades. But that's not the actual ending of the show. But that is where this soundtrack ends for today. So that has been your number 5. I also do enjoy a good little fade out. I think that like in like the 70s and 80s, too many bands were doing a fade out on like every track, right? But then we got to a point in time where I feel like there were almost no fade outs. I think especially because people didn't want those on the radio because it's harder to keep people tuned in. So a lot of people kind of stopped doing that. But then all of a sudden I've recently seen like a resurgence of the classic fade out. I don't know. Maybe it's back. Maybe we're so back. But anyway, that is where this one lies. Is this how everyone more less fade outs more linked to the next song? That is true. That also happens a lot. They have kind of replaced it with some of those sorts of things. So the question is though, is this the way that you all like, did you kind of feel like you nailed it in one? Does anything move around? I don't want like a lot of fade outs. I just think that like sometimes we lose sight of the fact that we have that option. Wow, this is very fascinating to me. Okay. So Fish wants to, I'm just going to say this. So like Fish wants to do this and then 1, 2 down. Oh, you can't see that, but like Fish wants to put this here and then 1 and 2 down to 2 and 3. But then Alex says move the top 3 down 2 and then put 1 and 2. It's interesting. Like I totally see, or that, let me try this again. To me, like Teenage Bottle Rocket is a kind of band where I could see specifically for Alex either being like, you know what, I get the vision, I'm into it, or for Alex to be like, no, dude, this is boring to me. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like Teenage Bottle Rocket has any kind of middle ground for Alex. Yeah, I mean, again, these are for me like the top 5 albums for the genre of from 2025 rather. So like, of course, they're all going to be good. So it's kind of like, yeah, you know, we honestly, I mean, it'd be pretty funny, like 1A, 1B. Whoops, I changed it to a. In no particular order. Oops, all ones. It's pretty funny. Okay, I'm going to real quick export this. And then I'm going to show you the order in which I would probably say they are for me. Okay, generate the visual, please. Okay, let me regenerate. There it goes. What am I, the doctor? Oh, what has happened here? It's changed the way my screen looks. What happened just now? Sorry, one split second here. I don't know what's... Why is this changed? Oh, come on, dude. I had this all set up nice and perfectly, and they ruined it. Not anyone here. I'm just... Somehow, like, when I had to refresh the page, and it changed the spacing. I think part of it is because I got an ad on the screen that changed where everything was. But, like, it changed, like, the size of everything. So I really don't understand how this is possible. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. But I had it, like, perfect, I feel like. And then we just barely... Okay, well... Maybe I'll just do this. All right, anyway, I shouldn't be, like, trying to fix this, like, live on stream, I feel like, but... Close enough. They patched it live. Yeah, something weird happened there. It's still slightly cut off on the bottom, but it is what it is. Anyway, so for me, from my personal perspective, I would say that this is very close to the order in which I would actually put these songs. I do love Teenage Bottle Rocket. They've been in my top 10 bands every year for the last, like, probably 4 or 5 years running. They have very much like a Ramones and like Screeching Weasels type sound, which I really like them. I do like Motion City Soundtrack, but I only like a couple of their albums. And there are some songs on that album that I kind of think are skippable, which is why I would keep that at 4. For Teenage Bottle Rocket, while they are very good, this is not the best album that they've put out, in my opinion. So I'm keeping that one at 5. The only difference that I would honestly have on this whole thing is I would do this. In terms of, like, if they were actually ordered for me. And if nothing else, again, the whole reason that I wanted to do this show to begin with was, honest to God, based around wanting to feature this song, this album right here. No, I know. I'm just showing, like, if they had to be ranked, this is the order I probably would have initially put them in. This album was nearly 20 years in the making. That number 1 track, that's probably one of my most anticipated albums of all time. And so seeing that come out, I was so beyond stoked. And then this one is so easily, like, if this album didn't exist, you know what I mean? Like, if this album did not come out last year, this easily would be number 1. That would take an easy 1. And if nothing else, just simply because they are so good. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. That's kind of the vibe that we have right now, and that's where we've been. But there you have it. I am going to add all of those 5 songs to the whole thing, because those are new punk songs that happened in 2025 technically, but they were songs that, like, again, were kind of the reason behind the show itself. And so there was no way I wasn't going to find a way to get them all on that album at some point, you know? There we go. Okay, so that all new punk playlist is now 50 songs deep, 2 hours, 29 minutes. And real quick, I'm going to get this playlist to JJ. And then I'm going to ping my pals about what we're doing next. One moment. Let me get this, and then we're going to outro this show. And we'll kind of go from there. So thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to put on, as our outro music today, I'm going to put on one of the songs that we did not select, but that Fish was really desperate to hear. Whoa, sorry. Said a sneeze and cough at the same time. This is the song Fucked In Alone by Sex Mex. And this is our outro for this week. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you all next week for a bunch of WBRP submissions. So get those in. You've got a week. And until the next time we do this show, that's the way that the music, or that the track fades.